A warm greeting to one and all. Dear friends, myself Dr. S.B. Kishore, welcome you all in the today's session working with the data type properties, that is how to validate the data for the proper entries. So in the last session we have discussed how to create the table, that is the structure of the table, then seen the data type that has been supported by MS Access and we have discussed some of them, then how to enter the data. We also discussed about the editing field, where we have seen how to add a new field, how to delete the field, and how to edit the field by changing the name or by changing the data type. Then we have seen how to manage the table. It means we have seen how to rename the table, how to delete the table, or how to add the properties. Now in the today's sessions we are going to discuss about the views that has been supported by MS Access, then what is validation, then we will discuss what is validation, the default values concept, working with some of the advanced field type that we have not discussed in our earlier sessions, and the common field properties. So what is the views? So once a table is open, you can view a design view or datasheet view. So in design view, this is what your design view, where you are able to see what the structure of the table. So here you are able to add a new field, modify the field, or deleting the field. The second one is known as what? Datasheet view, okay, where you can view the data in order to add or delete or modify the record. So observe that under the view option you have two views, that is datasheet view or design view. So you can click over here in order to switch from one view into the another. Validation ensures the proper data against each column data value and provide the consistency in managing a database. Validation in MS Access can take place either in field level, that is, as soon as the value is entered by the user against the field or column, it will check the validation rule is satisfying or not, or at record level, means as soon as the values of all the field or column has been entered, validation will be take place. So especially when we are using a required properties, we will discuss it during our practical session. In that case, the validation will be take place at record level. Again, the another use of record level validation is, like we have seen in field level validation. In field level validation, the validation will be take place as soon as the values has been entered against that field. But in certain situation, we need to check the value that we have entered in one column against the certain other column. In that case, the record level validation will be useful. Now we will discuss the validations on each data type. So first of all, we will start with the number data type. Now assume we have a certain columns like this, roll number, age, and so on. So in order to ensure that all the values will be a non-negative, so what you need to specify the rule, the column name should be greater than 0. Now assume that you have a column something like math, and this paper is consist of 100 marks. So in that case, we may use a validation rule something like this. We may specify the validation rule something like this. The math value should be greater than 0 and it should be less than or equal to 0. In case of mobile number, as we know that it will be consist of maximum 10 digits. So we may specify the rule something like this. The length of mobile number should be equal to 10. Okay, and if we are not specified that, in that case, we may specify the validation text message something like this, does not contain the 10 digit. Not only we should have only 10 digit, but as well as the first digit should be either 7 or 8 or 9 in India. So in that case, you may specify the validation rule something like this. From left, the first number that should be either 7 or 8 or 9. Of course, we will discuss all this during our practical session, so don't worry. Then validations on the text data type. So it might be possible that you may not enter any value against a column something like field and first name and last name. So how you can specify the validation rule is not null. It means it is necessary that user must enter certain values against this column. Okay, and you can specify the message something like this, IF name can't be blank. Similarly, for the email, you can specify the validation rule something like that. There will be some few characters at the beginning, then at the @ symbol, followed by what? Certain characters, and then dot, and again certain characters. For example, sbkishore@gmail.certain character like com. Okay, so you can specify such kind of rules in order to ensure that all the entry that users are making is proper. Then it might be possible that the user may enter the values either in a small letter or capital or in combination. So if you required all the values of the first name and last name should be in a uppercase, in that case, in the format properties, you need to specify the value say greater than in order to convert all the character into the uppercase, and in order to convert all the character into the lowercase, specify the format less than symbol. Now validations on the date data type. So assume you have a field called as say DOA, called as date of admission. So as we know that the date of admission should be, the value of the date of admission should be what? It should be either current date or previous date. So in that case you can specify what condition? DOA should be less than or equal to now. Now means it include the current date as well as the timing. Okay, then it might be possible that you may have a field something like DOA called as a date of appointment. In that case, we know that the date of appointment should be always what? It should be of future date. So in that case, we may specify the DOA value should be greater than the current date. Okay, and finally say date of birth. How to check the date of birth? Now assume that student want to take the admission in a graduation, so at least she should be of 17 years. Assume this is one of the conditions that we would like to specify. Assume that this is the one of the condition that we would like to specify. So how to specify it? So what you need to do, the current date, okay, minus date of birth. Okay, the date minus date is what? It's a number of days. So convert this number of days into the year, again dividing by what? 365. So it will give what? The year. Okay, so compare that value whether it is greater than 17 or not. Now during this division, it might be possible that you may get certain fraction values. So in order to ignore that fraction values, what we have done, we have used here integer function. Now how to work with certain advanced field types. So some of the advanced field type that we are going to discuss in the today's session is calculated. It is used to calculate and store the values based on certain expression, including the some previous fields. Assume that we have three fields, say math, physics and computer, and if you want to find out the total marks and percentage based on that field, so how to do it? So we will discuss during the practical session. Then hyperlink. This field is useful to hyperlink to the address of other files on website. So you may use here URL or you may use a Gmail. It means by simply clicking on that the Gmail, you will be able to what? You will be able to send a message. So it will automatically open your mailbox where you need to write only the content. It means you don't need to specify the mail ID. The mail ID will get copied automatically. Then attachment. We will discuss about the attachment field during our form topic. And finally, a lookup wizard. The lookup wizard helps us to create the lookup field which displays the what? Either the list of values that is retrieved from the table or a certain queries, and displays a static set of values that we have specified while creating the field. Now assume that you have a column, say class, okay, and you want to enter the values either BSc first year or second year or third year. So instead of writing, what we can do, we are able to create the list box using this lookup wizard, and from there user will be able to select the one of the values. So how to do it, we will discuss during the lookup wizard in our practical session. Now some of the common field properties. Now remember, this property, some of the properties that has been listed over here may not work on a certain data type. So field size is useful to specify the size of the data to be stored. For example, if you have a text and you can specify the name should not be greater than 30 character or 40 character, instead of specifying the 255 character, you can specify the exact number of size. Then format and input marks is basically useful to enter the data in a proper format. For example, if you want to enter say telephone number, okay, and we know that before telephone number generally we specify what? STD number. So STD number is consist of how many digits? 5 digits, and our telephone number is consist of 6 digits. It means when you know in advance the number of character that you are going to enter against a certain field values, in that case you can use this format and input mask. Okay, it means you can specify the first 5 digits is related to STD code and next 6 digit related to the telephone number. Now you can use this kind of common field properties. Like I said that if you have specified the less than, it's useful to convert all the values into the lowercase. Greater than symbol in order to convert the uppercase. L is specifying what? It should be later. Then in order to accept the values between 0 to 9, you can use what? 0 and something like this. Then caption. It might be possible that you are not given a proper field name. So in that case, you can use a caption in order to specify the exact name. Okay, but remember, This caption is what? It's a logical name. It means it will be appear during what? Displaying a data values only, but during the structure of the table it will show you the name that you already specified. Now default values, you can use the default values for specifying a certain default values against the column. For example, if you are taking the admissions, so I am assuming that the most of the students are from the Chandrapur only, so I will specify default values what? Chandrapur. In that case, if the any other candidate is other than from the Chandrapur, in that case only I need to enter the values. It means in that case only I am going to change, otherwise it will remain the same. Similarly, for the date of admission, as we know that the date of admission date will be what? The current date only. So we can specify the default values what? Something like now. Then validation rule, here you can specify the validation rule that you would like to impose against the certain field, and the validation text that you would like to display if user commits certain mistakes. Then required field, the required field is useful to enforce the user to enter the values against that particular field. Then we have index. This property specifies what? Index to be created on the field or not. So by default, index property for all the field except auto field data type is what? It is no. And when you have specified it, it helps you to search certain data very quickly, but at the same time when you are doing the sorting, it will take some much more time. So these were the common field. Apart from that, we have some other common field properties like Unicode compression. So if you are entering a data in the format of text, okay, like text or memo or hyperlink field, in that case we have what? Unicode compression. So by default it will compress the data while storing into the table. So whether you would like to import that condition or not. Okay, so you can specify it over here. Then IME mode or IME sentence mode. So what is IME? It is nothing but the input method editor. Is a program that enables the user to enter the complex characters and symbols such as Japanese kanji character. It means there were n number of characters that have been used by the different countries. So for them this IME mode has been used. In general we don't require this. Then text align, you can specify the alignment of the text, that is left, right, center, something like that. So these are the things that we are going to discuss in our today's session in the form of practical, and in the next session we will discuss how to work with the primary key and foreign key. So we will start with the key, then what is primary key, then foreign key, and how to form the relationship between the tables. So these are some of the references. Now it's time to do a practical session. So dear friends, in the last session we have created the two tables. First one is the student detail and second one is the examination. So let's open it, double click. So it is showing what? A data sheet view. So you can also view what? A design view. Data sheet view and design view, nothing else. So now in the today's sessions we are going to make certain changes. First of all, I would like to have one field type, say class. So insert the row, specify class field name, and now instead of short text I would like to have it as what? The lookup wizard. It means I want to specify certain values against the column. So what are those values? Say BSc first year, then BSc second year, then BSc final year. Then click on the next. It will ask you whether would you like to have the label class. Yes, so simply click on the finish, and now it has become what? Short text, nothing else. So now save it and make an entry, double click. Roll number, I am entering one proper entry, 123, suppose like this. Okay, and now suppose Chandrapur, city is, date of birth I am entering the, say, okay, mobile number I am just entering 2 digits, email ID I am keeping it blank. In the class I am selecting, say, BSc second year. Then in the current date of admission should be current date, so say let's say 2/8/2020. okay, then fees paid, yes. Now Observe that there are so many things that you need to understand. Before that, we will make one more entry. I am entering negative values. It is accepting. I am keeping it blank, no issue. Okay, now I am entering the date of birth as today's date only, and the candidate want to take the admissions. Okay, it is accepting. Mobile number I am keeping negative, no issue. Here I am entering say dollar, again it is accepting. I am keeping it blank, no issue. Date of admission I am entering say future date, again it is accepting. It means what? It is not validating the data. So it might be possible that, of course we are not going to commit such kind of mistake, but by mistake it might be possible that user may enter certain wrong entries. So how to tackle such kind of entries? That is what nothing but the validations. So what are the validations that we are going to see? First one, the roll number should be always greater than 0. Then observe that here few letters are in small while few letters are in capital. So I would like to convert all the first name into the capital while all the small name into the small, just to show how to work. Then I want this one should be a default value, since it might be possible that the most of the students will be from Chandrapur, so I don't want to make the entry for this. Then I would like to make sure that the date of birth, it means that student should have a minimum 17 age in order to take the admission. So how to enforce that? Then a mobile should be minimum 10 digit, and it should consist of first letter should be what, 7, 8 or 9. Then how to enforce the proper Gmail ID. Then how to make it enforce to make an entry for the class, similarly for the first name and last name. And then how to make sure that the date of admission should not be a future date. So these are the things that we are going to discuss. Similarly, observe that is it possible to change the field name logically? I am not saying physically, logically. Okay, so these are the few things that we are going to discuss in the today's session. So close it or simply go to design view and now enforce all the rule one by one. Number validation rule, what? It should be greater than 0. Then message should not be negative. Okay, then for first name I am enforcing that it should accept the values. It means compulsory, and I want to make what, all small letter into the capital. It means user may enter in a small case or caps, but I want to convert all those into the capital. So I am specifying format what, greater than symbol, and I am assuming that the father name cannot be have a maximum 50 characters. Okay, it can be up to maximum 30 characters, is more than enough. Similarly, for L name, I want all the letters should be converted into the small letter. Again, field size, last name maximum say 25 characters. Then validation, I don't want to have validation, required field compulsory. Okay, then instead of L name I would like to show here say last name. Now please remember, this is a logical name. Okay, in queries and everywhere we are going to use only L name only, but while displaying the values it will show you the last name, so we will see it. Then how to enforce the rule for the date of birth. So validation rule is what, he should be of minimum 17 years. So I already copied the validation rule, so I am simply copying from this place, nothing else. Again observe that date minus date is what, number, so we are dividing that number into divided by 365 in order to convert into the year. So it might be possible that during division you may get a fraction value, so we are truncating the fraction value by specifying here integer function, and then we are checking whether it is greater than 17 or not. Okay, so validation rule. And then message should be of 17 age, 17 should be of 17 years. Okay, then mobile number, what is the condition? Should be length of mobile should be equal to 10, and first letter, observe that how I am writing, left function mobile comma 1 equal to 7, or now I am copying from this place, copy it, Control V to paste. Now instead of 7, make it write 8, then again paste, and instead of it should be 9. Okay, then specify the message proper, wrong mobile number. Okay, now for class you should select certain values, so make it yes. Then date of admission should be, I want to specify here default values. I want to enforce that, say now, means it is going to show you the current date and time. Similarly for the city, I would like to specify default values Chandrapur, and the maximum character of any city is not going to be more than 30 characters. In general, I am assuming it, nothing else. Required, yes. If you want to specify, yes. Then date of admissions we have already seen. Now in date of admission, I want to enforce that, I want to make sure that it should not be greater than the current date. Then I don't want to use any kind of validation for this field. Okay, now save it. Now make an entry. Now try to enter negative value and click tab in order to move from one field to the another. It is showing what should not be negative. Okay, so say 123. Now I am entering in a small letter, say Sumit. It is converted into the capital automatically. Observe that the field name, it was L name, but while displaying the table values in a data sheet view, it is showing what last name. But remember that it is only a logical name, not a physical name. So during queries and everywhere, we are going to use only L name only. Now enter it in a says capital letter Pet Gule, and after that it has been converted into the small letter. By default it is showing what Chandrapur value, no issue. Now date of birth, I am trying to enter say 2010. Okay, observe that it is not of, he is not of 17 age, so that's why it is showing the error. Just try 2006, no. Okay, 4, no again, 3, no, 2, okay. Then mobile number should be 10 digit, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Is it accepting? No, though there are 10 digits, but the first number is not 7, 8 or 9. So let's say 7. Then enter email ID Akhil KC146@gmail.com. Then here you need to specify the values. Okay, then by default it is showing what now. So by now function shows what you the current date as well as the time, and then fees paid, again no issue. So what happened here, dear friends, we have entered the proper entries. It means we have enforced certain rules by means using the validation rule. So by that what is going to be happen, now the error of making the mistake may get reduced. So that is the basic advantage of what having the proper validations. Now one more validation. So what we have seen, we have seen here the field level validation. Now we will try record level validation. Assume that roll number is 124. Now I am not entering the values for the first name, similarly for the last name. Okay, then I am entering value certain, again say, then it is not compulsory to have an email ID, but I need to select what, a class. Now observe, as soon as I am clicking on the tab, what is going to happen, it is showing what you must enter a value for the student F name. So see, this validation is take place during after entering all the values again the column. Okay, so say Nikhil. Now again try, no. Now it is showing for the last name. So you may enter the last name, say Shinde. Okay. So that is the basic advantage of what? Validation rule. Now we will discuss about the calculated column. How to work with the calculated column. So select the examination table and make the entry first of all. Student number 123, no issue. Physics mark. It is showing default value is what? 0. Assume the value is what? 17, no issue. Now what I want here? I want here total of all these 3 marks. Similarly, I want to display what? A percentage. Okay. So how to enforce that rule? So we will see. So in exam, select the examination table. Now in design view, select the column, say add total marks. Now instead of short text, it should be calculated column. And now here you need to specify what? The column name. So let's say physics, double click, plus computer, plus, and then maths. Okay. And now here percentage, again calculated column. This is what your expression builder dialog, and here specify total marks divided by 300, assuming each paper is of 100 marks. Okay, and multiply by 100. Okay. Now how to enforce the rule? Physics, default value is what? 0. So I am assuming value should be what? Greater than 0. I am assuming validation rule should be minimum greater than equal to 0. Validation text should be non-negative and can't greater than 100. Okay. Required? Yes or no? Again say yes. Okay, let's try to make an entry. Save the table. Data integrity, again it is showing the same message, no issue. Now for the examination table, roll number say 12. Now I am trying to enter negative values. Okay, so it is not accepting. Enter these values. Then for math say 14, and now you need to make the size little bit larger in order to show the result. Now how to convert this decimal place up to 2 digit? Okay, so that we will discuss. So select the examination table again in design view, and now percentage. Result type is what? Double, and now format 6 with 2 decimal place only. Okay, let's try to make one more entry. Physics say 98, 78, 79. See, it is automatically calculating the marks and the percentage. Now it is showing what? Up to 2 decimal place. So that is the basic advantage. Now one more thing. So dear friends, let us revise what we have learned. We have seen how to view the table either in design view or in datasheet view. Then we have enforced the various validation rule in order to have a proper entries. We have seen for the number data type, then for the text data type, then for the date data type, how to enforce the validation. Then we have seen the how to create the lookup wizard, and then how to work with the calculated column, then how to convert these values into the 2 decimal place. Again we have seen the caption, how to change the caption, and now only one thing is left, that is what? Hyperlink. So click over here, Okay, so it has opened what? The mailbox, and it is showing what? Automatically the mail ID. Now here you may send a message. It means through your MS Access you are able to send a mail to the particular students. For example, dear Akhil, contact me, and finally send. Okay, so that is a basic advantage when we are working with what? The hyperlink. So let us revise what we have learned. We have seen how to use in MSS, then we have seen the various validations rule, and we have worked with certain default values like city, Chandrapur, and date of admission, the current date. Then we have seen certain advanced field type like lookup wizard, calculated column, and hyperlink. We have seen some of the common field properties. Now in the next session, what we are going to discuss, let's see, just have a just glance. Now observe that the roll numbers are what? 123. We are here, we have entered a duplicate values. Okay, you cannot have a duplicate roll number for a student. Similarly, this examination table, observe the roll number 12, 14. Okay, we don't have any student over here with the roll number 12 and 14. So it means again we are making what? Wrong entries. So it should not happen. It means whenever we are making a certain entry in the roll number column, first of all it should check whether that particular student was admitted or not with that particular roll number. So how to do this, that is what we are going to discuss in our next session. That is, we are going to work with the primary key, foreign key, and how to make the relationship between the. So I hope that you understood all the details of the today's session. So practice it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.